Welcome to BhaaviTaram, Legacy for the Future. We are here with you with one more exciting video. As our wealth series, three of the three, the final video for the wealth series. Initially, we talked about budget, financial planning, things like that. Now, another important aspect of the wealth is the time. The third dimension is definitely the time, because time is always money, right? Everybody says time is money. So let's dive into the program and talk about what is time and why is it required. So I titled this as, are you budgeting your time? Because as I said, time is definitely more than money. We all know it, right? But how many times we are giving more value than the money towards time? I'm not saying that we have to cut corners or not doing something, but you got to do prioritize. There are different varieties of time management tools. First generation, second generation, third generation, 4 or 5. I do not know how many generations of time management tools we have. But I'm going to talk about the one which I really like it and I see the benefit out of it. Okay, let's go and see it. Before that, we'll talk a few different things. Okay, what is time management and all that. Before that, we'll talk some other things. Here you see the big number 24. Everybody in this world has 24 hours a day, right? See, time is the equalizer for the success. I have 24 hours, and the most successful person, the richest man in the world, also has a 24 hours. Or the baby just born has a 24 hours. But what makes the difference is, what do you put in that 24 hours? I just pull the picture from a website and say there are a lot of different people, very successful, the most successful people in the world in different areas. So like Gandhi fought for the financial freedom. Independence for the country. I always enjoy the financial freedom and talk about it, but Gandhi fought for the financial independence for the country. Maybe if you see Michael Jordan, he was one of the most successful spokesperson. And if you see the Steve Jobs, he revolutionized the world. You see the Bill Gates, a lot of people are there, few movie actors, Richard Branson, maybe Einstein, all different people are there. Everybody got the 24 hours. But yet, they differentiated the level of success. Okay. First thing I believe, you need self-discipline to become successful in life. That is the differentiator. And most important thing, what I understood by studying the successful people and making observation of the successful people is, they always love the people unconditionally. But they divide time very intelligently. So just think about it and meditate on this. Love unconditionally everybody. We are all children of God. Everybody we have to give love and respect. Where they are, how they are, what they are looking, diversity and all that programs we call nowadays, right? But when it comes to the time, you have to divide very intelligently in the sense of where you like to put in your time, invest your time. That makes a difference. The people became successful and unsuccessful that's the difference, right? Now, this is a quote from Winston Churchill. Another important aspect of the most successful people is, what Winston Churchill says is, all men make mistakes, but only wise men learn from their mistakes. That means, yes, when we are making mistakes, are we going back and learning from the mistakes so that you are not repeating those mistakes again? It's such a powerful sentence, right? Now, Stephen Covey, one of the very successful, educator, consultant, and all that. What he says is the way we see the problem is a problem. So you have a challenge or a task or a goal or anything that you in your hands. How you look at it makes a difference, right? If I have something to do, oh, I don't have time, or I may say, oh, let's say I have to travel, for example. I don't have a car now, right? Maybe car is in the repair shop. Then I can say I don't have a car. But if I don't have a car, I do not accomplish or I do not reach that certain place, I'll be not able to become successful. Then what need to do? I need to come out with alternate ideas. Hey, how can I become successful? Or how can I travel that place? Maybe I need to borrow the car from friend, or go for a taxi, or Uber, a neighbor, or something. Or I need to do walking if I can. Depends on how long it is, how far it is, or how quick you want to get there, right? So the way we see the problem is a problem. So you have to approach any kind of situations in your life as a positive attitude. Like, you have to be a solution seeker. You have to be a solution founder, not the problem finder. That's what I meant to say, right? It's a powerful, right? Again. So what I'm going to talk about is one of the concepts by Mr. Covey explained in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's one of my favorite books. I love reading it. And if you're not read, I would encourage you to read it. If you already read it, I would go back and read again. It's a fantastic book. I'll talk about one of the technique he talks about, the time management, you can say, or vision management, or priority management, or activity management, however you say. But he talks about a very simple things. Okay, so we'll talk about that. Nowadays, or most of the time in general, what we do is we make a daily to-do list, calendars, different applications, apps, or monthly calendar, all different things we use, right? Now, the most important thing, what I saw, the challenge with these tools, these are all I'm talking about, the first generation, second generation of the different planning tools I was talking about initially, right? So what happens is they're probably kind of one-dimensional. You wake up in the morning, if you make a to-do list, okay, what are the things you need to do? You just whatever remember, whatever you feel important for that day, you start doing it. But you may not be traveling towards your destination. Maybe you have a vision in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, what to do, right? We'll talk about, we go as further along, right? So that is what happens, right? These are time management, different things, but let's go and talk about the Mr. Covey talks about 7 habits of highly effective people. He came out with called 4 quadrants. And he categorized things as 4 areas. One is urgent. The other one is not urgent. But whatever is urgent could be very important. And whatever is urgent may be not important. Again, there are activities like not urgent, not important. I love this very well, and I'm sure most of you might studied or looked into it, but I'll give you my perspective, couple of minutes on this. People who live in urgent and important, the first category, or the first quadrant, they're always, I call as firefighters. They will be angry, they will be tense, they will be running somewhere else, all different directions. Couple of examples. Let's say I'm a student appearing for the exam. And my teacher told me 30 days before, hey, this is the exam coming up. But all 30 days I did not plan, I did not put effort. That means I did not spend my time in quadrant 2, planning and doing things every day, reading a little bit or studying a little bit. When it becomes the time of the exam, it becomes a crisis for me. It becomes a firefighting. I'll be tense or angry, or I feel, rejected, dejected, failure, things like that, right? Like if you have flight to catch, if you did not plan, you're getting every second you're getting delayed, you will be again tense, right? So what happens is, if you delay the important things or keeping them for the last minute, that's where it becomes urgent and important. And what I see, most people live in that area. So that's where the challenge comes. But instead, you have to plan and live in quadrant 2. The things are not urgent, but they're important, right? If I'm a student, I have exam on 30 days, so I need to look back and plan, and every week, every day, what is my daily wins, weekly wins? That makes my monthly win. That is what you have to plan. That's your vision. That's what you have to do it. Right? If I have to do a project, like nowadays, IT consulting, IT projects it is going to other industries also. We call about agile methodologies, right? They have 1 week or 2 weeks of target, what to do. And also they remind yourself every day, what are you doing today? But that is not the task or whatever you're doing for today or for this week, the sprint and everything they call, you're not for this. You have a direction, you have a roadmap in 1 year, 6 months where you are going, when you are accomplishing this project. That's a kind of planning in advance we need to have. Just because it is not completing, it's not urgent today, you cannot postpone it. Even your health, you might be young and energetic, but if you do not take care of the health now, after 20 years or after 30 years, if you are facing the challenges, health challenges, you cannot fix that. That becomes an urgent. Rather, I would plan today and do the activity every day. Again, there is another great book, Compound Effect. You can read that book also, it talks about it. Your success is in daily routine. That's what, again, John C. Maxwell, the leadership guru says, right? Now, what is the quadrant 3 and 4? Most of the time, quadrant 3 and 4 may not be a productive activities, right? Like email coming, phone calls coming, somebody unnecessarily can drop in a neighbor. It's okay, you have to respect them. As I said, treat people, love unconditionally. If a neighbor drops in, or if you are, let's say, I'm sure people are working from home or people are going to office, right? If somebody comes next to your colleague comes and talks about it, you have to politely, respectfully say, hey, I'm middle of something, can I catch you up later? Right? You got to see it. And the fourth quadrant is definitely neither important nor urgent. Most of the time, it will not add any kind of value for your success and your future, for sure. If you do not want to live in third and fourth quadrant, one of the simple example could be, hey, we all have this phone, it always pings, right? Hey, go and see what are all the things, notifications are coming, right? Whatever the notifications are coming, just take them out if you're not interested, right? That may save a lot of time. Sometimes a lot of emails coming, a lot of messages coming, and by the way, it says instant message, right? They're all instant messengers. They named it very clever. Yes, they said the delivery part of the message is instant, but they're not saying it's an instant reply, right? You choose based on your schedule, based on your situations, right? Now let's go a little bit more about it, a vision, your destination, your goals, your dreams, where you like to see yourself, right? So what I'm saying in this picture is, if you want to live a happy, a healthy and a wealthy and successful life, we should slowly start moving into the quadrant 2, where things are very important, but they are not urgent yet, right? And you have to start shrinking the timings of quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. Again, another example, when I go to the Facebook or when I go to the Instagram and all that, right? Nowadays, they started playing the videos just like that. Earlier, it used to do that. I tried suppress them. I mean, I don't want to see the videos. As soon as I go to the app, if I need, I want to click, right? Somehow, this time I could not figure it out. It's automatically playing. I think they took out that settings, right? See, billionaires, Instagram owners, billionaires are fighting for your time and my time. They know the value of the time, right? So what I'm saying, you got to plan. I would say, let's say you want to finish one project in 3 months. That's your vision. In 3 months, yes. Okay, let me read this book, right? It's very important for you to read that book. Let's say that book has 90 pages. I'm taking a small number of pages. So one of your tasks is every day you got to read 3 pages a day. So because in 90 days, 1 quarter, you want to finish that. So if you do every day 3 pages, one approach is, yes, whatever it takes. Okay, let's say I put a schedule myself. Every day 10 a.m. or before I go to bed, I am reading these 3 pages of this book, right? Sometimes you may miss or here and there, and then you start, scrambling things. But by the time the 90-day comes, if you did not finish, that becomes an urgent task for you. That's where you can start firefighting, crisis mode, angry, this and that. Hey, I wish I could have done. You start developing a lot of guilty. Guilty will kill you the most of your success. So don't do that. If you discipline yourself on a daily basis, you can be happy and healthy and wealthy, you can live. So that's where I said a green arrow on that quadrant 2. You have to stretch as much as possible. Like, hey, somebody sent a video or somebody sent a text message or something which is not just really for fun. You don't have to stop what you're doing and go into it. I think nowadays, on the cell phones and all that, we got quiet time or focus time or something came up, I believe, right? They are also realizing that people want to do urgent, people want to focus on important things, right? Silent mode or keep away, things like that, right? And when you start spending more and more time in the quadrant 2 based on your plans, what happens is, this is what happens, the blue circle. So this is your most amount of the time you are spending in the quadrant 2. That means you go by planning. By this way, no mean I'm saying your life is going to be perfect. Things will come, go. Sometimes emergency things comes. You have to take care of it. It could be health challenges, or it could be neighbor having some situation, or your kid have a situation, job has a situation. They will come, but they will be few and far. If you spend a lot of time in planning, what happens is the quadrant 1 will be reduced, quadrant 3 and quadrant 4 will shrink. So when these things happens like this, you will be focusing on your vision. Here is my idea. Maybe every week you sit down and see where is your project, maybe Sunday or Monday, whatever the time. Take about 30-40 minutes of your time and see what is that I can do next 1 week. And also think about again next 4 weeks what I'm doing. Keeping your vision, keeping your target, reading that book, 90 pages in your horizon. Plan your activities. From that, you start making your list of activities for day to day. Rather than when you wake up in the morning, okay, what are the things to do today? You start thinking, you'll fill your calendar, and that's one dimension. We want something called, we can say, velocity. We want the direction and we want the speed. When you spend most of your time in quadrant 2, you will be in a position to go in a direction and speed. In the sense, you are going towards your end goal of what you are reaching, and same time with the speed. If I'm going somewhere without any destination, what is it good? Even if I travel 100 miles per hour or 1000 miles per hour, right? So this gives you direction and the speed. And it helps you to keep yourself health-wise improve a lot, because people who get angry, and I used to be like that. Even today, sometimes when I'm hosting a meeting, if meeting is running away, I mean delaying, I get anxious. I start cutting down the things what I have to say about the speaker or about the next things, or maybe some of the takeaways and all that, because yeah, time is always the pressure builder. So you got to relax. You got to start working and planning. You have to simply, what I'm saying is, you have to work the plan the work, but you have to keep your vision in your focus. What is that end goal? Not today, the end goal. In 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now, next 5 years. Sometimes saying 5 years is too far. You may not be able to see it, but still you have to keep your focus on it. So if you plan on every week, what is that I need to accomplish for this week so that I can accomplish my 30 days or 90 days or 1 year goal? And next 3-4 weeks also, the to-do list or your calendar will not fill with all the first number 1 quadrant, or all other things will go away. Right? Hope this helps you and makes a difference. Now, I love to hear your success stories on my channel. Please go ahead and add comments or any suggestions you have. I'm not saying this is only the best suggestion. If you're a better one, yeah, I'm open to learn. Do share. Thanks. Share with your family and friends. I'm looking forward to see you in another video. And we want each one of you help us reach 1 million people by 31st December 2024. Enjoy. Be living in the second quadrant with a happy, healthy, wealthy, and be an example for many others. With that, we stop here and make a difference. Make a difference in your life, in other people's life. Thank you. Have a good day.